I'm doing mine also.
Okay, so right now I'm with
Rich Bananas.
Rich. Yeah, a little closer. I put my arm around everyone, no exceptions. So this is Rich, and he says something kind of blew me away. Because right now, me and Sarah, say hi, Sarah.
Hi, guys.
So we're doing a film on hospice care, and this young man, talk about your hospice care. What's going on?
So I used to have a holistic hospice in southeastern PA, and we did a holistic hospice program where we had, did some dietary work, did some holistic therapies, did some horticulture and healing type work.
Sounds like right up my alley.
Yeah, and one of the things we ran into when we were doing the program was that there's this life-sustaining aspect where you can sometimes get in trouble.
Which means if you sustain your life, you broke the law.
to some extent, if you try to keep people alive, or if you try to provide people with nourishment that will keep them alive for longer, you can actually be against the goals of traditional hospice care, because it's basically pain symptom control, and it's more palliative nature. For people that have very serious symptoms and pain, they do give them morphine for some folks, particularly patients.
So if you, according to what you're saying, that your goal is to sustain their life with nutritional possibilities.
The goal was really to sort of treat the goal of hospice is to treat treat them at the end of their life so they're comfortable.
They're comfortable.
A lot of times it's called comfort care.
Yes.
But sometimes you get into this pickle of when you're providing holistic stuff, you're giving them nutrition, or you're advising them for nutrition, and
it extends their life.
Extends their life.
Which goes against the law.
Yeah, it can. Yeah.
So you're giving them holistic care that extends their life, and you're breaking the law.
Yeah, and then sometimes people get better.
What do you think about that?
Yeah. They get better and they graduate from hospice. Wow. It's not something they want people really talking about, but people get better to the point where they need to come off service.
Usually when people go to hospice, they think it's a death sentence. That's what it's intended for. It's comfort care at the end of life. But when you extend their life and it's not the end, then I can see why there might be a problem.
So this is amazing, isn't it?
Yeah, this is amazing.
Yeah. And this is great.
Great. So you sold the business.
Yeah, I mean, we were a very small operation.
Small operation.
And we weren't like corporately run or anything like that. So I think that, but in my time in that industry, I felt that the goals of it are really, it's really the end part of the continuum of care, palliative care. It's really kind of the end, and it was really kind of intended when like the doctors are sort of, I don't want to say they give up, but when they're ending curative care and they're in the end part of the palliative care, which is basically dealing with symptoms and pain and the discomfort of whatever their condition is. They come on for a certain diagnosis, and the thought is that they'd be alive for 6 months or less. So it's not built necessarily for getting better.
It's not.
But people do.
People do. It's amazing.
Yeah.
And that's what the movie's based on the fact that if you give people proper care, nutritionally, there is hope.
Right.
There is hope.
We talked about that before.
Yeah.
It's never over till a fat lady sings. You ever said that? Yogi Berra. Thank you, Yogi.
Thank you. This is great.
Yeah, it was super great. Good. This is part of the movie now.
Yeah, that'll be part of the movie now.
So, my goal is to get someone in hospice care and just treat them nutritionally. But I couldn't find anybody, but this is a close second.
Yeah, I think this is kind of why the hospices themselves don't engage in this. It's because it's affecting the ability for them to bring these patients on or get in trouble with the payer. Like it could be Medicare, it could be an insurance company.
Wow.
Because what they're paying for, that per diem, is they're paying for every day that they're on service, and then and the goal of their care is defined in the regs, and it's not to extend their life or even for them to get better. Although some aspects of getting better are fine. People they come off the end of the benefit period. Or when a nurse goes in and says, look, they're no longer meet the criteria for hospice. But this is where I think like the community and other practitioners can really get in there and when the patient's being referred to hospice, is this a good time to say, hey, did we do everything in the integrative, holistic way? You know, that's a good time for everyone to kind of reach out if they haven't done so already. So, thank you for having me.
Thank you. Boom. That made a big difference.
Yeah.
It almost like proved my point, one of my points I was.
Yeah, I think it's great that you worked in like trying to help people have the healthiest last few weeks of their lives, but I guess the insurance companies didn't always like that.
Yeah, and I think that I don't think that they're against people getting better. I just think that the way it's set up.
It's set up like the intention of it is provide comfort at the end of your life.
Right.
It's not make this person healthy and get them out of hospice. That's usually not it. It's usually the intention is provide morphine, provide people who are spiritual to talk to them and guide them to the end. That is how it's set up. I think when things don't work how it's set up, sometimes like it shocks people a little bit, and it's not.
And then everybody coming on hospice is like some people meet the criteria for hospice, but maybe their goal wasn't to accept their death yet. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so I think that's sort of the area we're in. Is like some people, this is their DNH, their DNR. They don't want to be hospitalized again. They want to die at home. For those folks, a gentle passing is good. But there's other people that they want to help with hospice. Yeah, and maybe they're not ready. And you have to accept people where they are.
You do, exactly.
Yeah.
I would agree with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, some people aren't ready to make a change. Some people just are ready to let go, and some people are not, and that's just how it is. If people want to go in, make a nutritional change, see what happens, see if they extend their life, see if they drastically improve the quality of their life for the last few weeks or however it is, then that is like what I think the goal is. Get people who are open to that, who want to do that, the ability to do that. Because I think if the way hospices are set up now, they don't have like great nutritional programs for people who are trying to get out of hospice, because that's just not what they're set up for. But that could be something that, like, I guess that would be really great and would change the world a lot.
Yeah, I think it's a
They're
great
not ready
service.
for that,
It's interdisciplinary in nature. So it's got the nursing, the therapies. It's got medical social work. It's got
actually just put it on the
a
table.
chaplain,
They actually
spiritual
moved
support
it, so
person.
just put it on the table.
But
We'll
it's
take care
not
of it
set
later.
up, and I think it's going to change in the future. We're going to see hospice plus. We're going to see something different. It's going to change. Healthcare's
Got a
been
lot of
changing.
people dying.
I like your outlook.
Yeah, we do.
I like it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, fucking your kids
So
again.
there's a lot of things going on in the country, and
That's good.
I think
What
change
do
is
you
on its
do?
way. There's something new coming. Something Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
I'm just going to clean this up. Sorry. Thank you very much. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Let me just.
Bye.
Bye.